Well, hello, and welcome to episode 22
22.
of Moms with Yarn. I'm Sharon, also known as Bronx Knitter, someplace, and
Instagram.
Bronx Knitter on Instagram, and
Sharon V on Ravelry
YouTube.
and YouTube.
Yep, yay! I almost got it right.
And I'm Tracy TB McCarthy on Ravelry and TB McCarthy 5 on Instagram. I'm nowhere else. I shut my Facebook down. I'm on Pinterest, but you don't need to follow me there. I pin everything and for no good reason. I'm a mess there.
Yes, I
Uh,
have gotten some. We got some new subscribers on YouTube.
oh, yay. Welcome.
Hey, you Creek. I see you. I see you. Thanks for subscribing.
I also subscribed.
Yay, that's two.
We're
Tracy
so,
and I are a mess.
oh my gosh, yes.
Tracy
We're black.
Tracy loves getting emails that say your YouTube video is live. You're live. Tracy posted a video to YouTube.
Oh
Yeah,
my,
those are fun.
yeah.
I'm a little bit out of commission. I was sick over the weekend because it was a long weekend and it was like my, first real days off since I worked at the holidays. And as soon as I got home on Friday, everything started to hurt.
Aw.
And so I went to bed Friday night and I didn't get out of bed until Monday afternoon.
Wow.
I was so sick. And I'm doing better. I'm sounding better. I'm taking some aspirin for aches, minor aches and pains, because I don't know how much of it is a cold and how much of it is the cold and
Yeah.
old age.
Yeah.
So I don't know where these aches and pains are coming from, but please pardon my voice. I'm hoping that it doesn't go away completely because it's been working its way that in that direction.
Yeah, and you've been working very hard at your job, and you definitely deserved the weekend off. And,
I was
it's unfortunate that you had to
I got
spend it in bed, but hopefully that was just allowing you to recover. And,
yeah, I was punished.
even tonight, I feel like you got home very late. Like
I thought I would be able to run out of work every day at 5 o'clock, and that is so unrealistic. Um, Today I ran out at like 5:20.
wow,
Ran out of the
you got home
place.
really late. You got home at like 7:20-ish.
Yes, because I have to wait like sometimes up to 25 minutes, 30 minutes for a bus to take me home. And that's where I waste most of my time
Yeah,
trying to get home.
yeah,
So, but anyway, nobody wants to hear about my
yeah.
problems.
Everybody has problems.
Everybody got problems.
So, should we get into it?
We'll get into it, and we can start with any FOs.
I do. So last week I was almost like to the, I think here on the one sock, but I have two socks this week. So I officially have a finished object. This is the My Knitted Heart, blah, 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 in the Noel colorway from Blue Moon Fiber Arts. And I love it. I posted this on Instagram, and my friend Julie, J.A. Kelsey, commented that she liked it too. And previous to that, she had said she was making a mitered square fingering weight yarn blanket,
Mm-hmm.
the little tiny squares. And I said to her, how many grams do you need for that? And she's like, oh, I only need like 7 to 9 grams. So when she commented that these were really nice, I said, do you want my leftovers? And she said, I would love them. So I took my leftovers, I put it on my little tiny knitting knotty, I skeined it up, and I'm sending it off to her. So I'm really happy that this yarn, which I love, is also now going to go to my friend Julie, who will have it in her blanket and always look at it and think of me.
That's
So
nice. Well, a lot of people are doing that sock yarn blanket,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they're swapping leftovers and
Yes,
stuff like that. So
yes,
scan your stuff up and see if somebody in the room wants to do a swap.
yep.
I don't know anybody in the room who's doing one, but it could happen.
Yeah, I use my leftovers for the preemie hats,
Mm-hmm.
which I wanted to talk to you about because I want to do the knit along this year, and it's going to start on Monday. We should
That's
talk about that at the end.
okay.
But that's all my finished objects.
Okay, well, what do I have? What do I
Yeah,
have?
what do you have for finished?
Um, this is some yarn that was gifted to me, and I don't remember anything about it. Not anything.
Who gave it to you?
That would be Joanne.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. She's from my knitting group.
Yeah, I know Joanne. Well, I know of Joanne.
Yeah. And she gifted me 3 skeins of yarn that she had no use for. So, and this is I want to say Wendy Johnson
Oh, okay.
pattern with the gussets on the bottom. It's a toe-up sock with the
Oh,
gussets
yeah.
on the bottom.
Yep.
And I used a US size 1. And it has like a regular old heel flap, like always.
Yep.
But the gusset is here.
And I think, did you say that these fit fabulously?
Wonderfully.
You love them, yeah.
Yep, perfect fit.
Those are
So,
really
so
nice.
the gussets on the bottom. So that thing that you get picking up stitches on the side
Yeah, you don't get that.
doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So these haven't been blocked. I put them on the sock blockers now. And the color is cute and I like it.
Yeah, I like the color too.
They fit nicely.
Are you keeping them?
Yes,
Nice.
because I like to keep all of my socks, but my son steals most of them, so yeah,
And he would, there's no shame in his game. He would wear those.
my son,
They're pink. I know he'd
they
wear
could be
anything.
pink with
I know.
butterflies hanging off of
Yeah.
them, and
Yeah.
he'd take them.
That boy, man,
Yeah,
it's
he
one in a million.
doesn't care at all. Well, he's comfortable in his skin, I guess it doesn't matter. So that's one finished object. Then, I was working on the hedgerow socks,
Okay.
and um, I didn't have enough brain power to do them while I was not feeling well. So instead, I pulled out some Lion Brand sock ease
Hmm.
and made myself my first pair of gloves for me.
Oh, I saw that. Those are nice. Those fit really nice. Those fit really nice.
When you make them yourself, bless
Excuse
you.
me.
When you make them yourself, you make the fingers the right size and you
Yep.
make the hands the right size. I would have put a little bit more space between the thumb
Yeah.
gusset and the cuff, just a row or two.
Yeah.
And there was no pattern really. I looked at some patterns for plain gloves and got an idea about what happens like in between the fingers and how many stitches and stuff. So I cast on 60 stitches for my hands.
Don't talk about it. Just write up a pattern and sell it.
No,
You don't want to be a pattern designer?
no. Too much math. I hate math.
Exactly.
Math hates me more, but I
Yeah.
hate math. So these done, that sock ease skein. There's so much of it left over. I think I could get another pair, but I really just don't want purple gloves anymore.
Maybe your mom would. Does your mom, is your mom a watcher, a viewer?
No.
Oh.
Why do you think I talk about her? If she was
I know,
watching,
I was gonna say, maybe I should say, hey mom, do you want some?
I would have a dent in my forehead if she was watching.
That's fun.
Um, I think there's enough to make her a pair, and I probably will, but I don't think purple's her color either. So I have to find some other sock yarn that will work up well
Mhm.
with that.
Those look really nice. Are they warm?
Yes.
Yeah, they look it.
Yes. And let
Yeah.
me just tell you, when you're making gloves, they say to knit until you get like until there's a third of an inch left. No. When you can close, because I use double pointed needles because you make
Yeah.
the fingers individually.
Yeah.
When you can close when you can pinch the double points together and it doesn't pull the glove up, then you start your decreases for your finger. Otherwise, the every time you do a decrease row,
Hmm.
when you cinch it, it pulls just like when you're making a hat.
Yeah.
The sooner you start your decreases, the faster it pulls up.
Yeah.
So if you don't want it to pull up, when you're pinching the top, if you can pinch your
Yeah.
needles together and it doesn't pull the hat up, then you can start your decreases.
Yeah.
Same thing with the gloves. Don't
Okay.
you have to be over your finger before you
Got it.
start your decreases. So any plain glove pattern that you're going to make, that's a definite rule of thumb. So
No pun intended.
no pun intended. And that's it for my finished objects.
Well, they seem fab. I like it.
Yeah, I'll get back to the hedgerow socks when I can think straight.
Nice. So I have a plethora of whips.
Wait a minute. Did
I
you just
know.
say a plethora of?
I do.
That means like a bunch?
I have a bunch. You want to see them?
Yes.
Okay, so last week I was working on the Clara dress. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Well, I brought the wrong thing down, so I don't have it with me. But basically, I finished the whole entire thing. I cast off the neck, and the only thing that's left, I'll post a picture just so that people don't think that I'm lying. But I finished the neck. The only thing that I need to do is do a crochet chain around, and then at the end, do like a few crochets so that I can make it kind of a buttonhole. Not a buttonhole, but like a loop so that the loop can go through the button that I'm going to attach on the other side. Think of a dress and think of how like little girls and just zip it on. So I have to do that, and then I have to cast on the sleeves, which I already did. I just need to cast them back on off of the waist yarn and do seed stitch for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 rows each. And then I'm done. And it is beautiful, like absolutely beautiful.
Have you posted it to Instagram?
I didn't. I can do that tonight. I'll
Do
do
it
that
tonight.
tonight. I will. I was, like I struggle with posting my pictures before we podcast because I almost feel like then why are people going to tune in? Like they're not going to be
Because
surprised.
not everybody watches
I
the
know.
podcast, which
No,
is why
I know.
most of the time, like half the time, I'll post my finished objects on
Yep.
Instagram, and
Yep.
sometimes I'll just post one sock.
Yep.
And then you have to wait to see the podcast
Yeah.
to
Did
see
you
the
finish
other
it?
sock.
Did
Yeah,
you not?
yeah, yeah.
So
It's supposed to be entice people to want to come
yeah.
and subscribe.
Yep. Definitely.
It doesn't work, but hey.
No, I know. So I finished that. Well, I'm like a hot second away from finishing that. But I did take this bag, which is that Tom Bean bag or bin bag, and it's the same exact color. So I thought this was it, but it's not. I cast on the, I don't know if you can see it, the
The
new
bittersweet.
Bittersweet Cow. Yep.
Who's that by?
That is by Megan Goodacre.
Megan has a
It's,
lot of good patterns out.
yeah, it's a really pretty, I don't know if you can, I'll try and show you this. This is the pattern.
Is it a free pattern?
No, I don't think so. I had it in my library already. I think I either got it for free or purchased it through like one of the Plucky sales because I generally don't buy, but I don't remember purchasing it. But so to make a long story short, I'm making this out of the Plucky Knitter. This is their classics collection, and this is called Bleeding Armadillo. And the inspiration was Steel Magnolias.
I
So
watched
this
that
is what
movie and cried.
yeah. This is kind of coming up pink, it looks like, but it's more burgundy. So I'm about this much in. So I did the border areas, and now I'm starting into the lace pattern. And I'm actually going to rip the whole thing back up to here
Because
because I just want to add more length to the border. Like this one I only did 5 garter stitches. I want to do like 8, I think. I just think it would look nicer. Someone else had it with 8 or 10, and I only noticed it after I cast on, and I really liked the way that turned out. And I have plenty of yarn. I have 2 skeins. It only calls for 350, and I have 2 skeins of 200 each. So I'm just gonna rip it back, and I don't feel bad about it.
I
But I'm
didn't
gonna
feel
rip it
bad
back.
about it either. I was
Yeah.
watching 90% knitting
Mm-hmm. Lisa.
and yeah, Lisa, and she said she just ripped out some stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm
Like I
thinking to
used to
myself,
be. Yeah.
you know what? I really don't have the energy to
Yeah.
devote or the brain cells to devote to stuff that I don't
Don't love.
love.
Right.
And, where before, when I was, knitting all the time, nonstop,
Yep.
now I am trying to balance my knitting. I don't know. When I was home doing my fake retirement,
Oh yeah.
I was knitting like a demon because I had time in
Right.
between chores and stuff.
And you also were relaxing, and
Oh my
that's
gosh,
relaxing,
yes, and I
right?
loved it. And
Right.
now I'm back to having to do things on the weekends again.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
now I have to do more of a balancing act.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. But because now my time is limited, I have to knit stuff that I enjoy,
Yep.
stuff that I'm going to use, stuff that I'm going to keep, and stuff that has a specific purpose.
Yep.
More so than just, oh, this is pretty, I'll just make it.
Right.
So I was like, good for her. And she wasn't the only one because I remember when Diane from Knittables ripped out
Yep.
everything.
I
And I was
remember.
thinking to myself, that's got to be because it does put psychic weight on you when you have
Yeah.
crazy stash.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I used to be one that would knit even though I hated every minute of what I was doing. Um, and then, and I also, I mean, as you can see, I probably knit this pattern like 75 times. I don't feel bad about it. I like the pattern. If it's going to make me happy doing it, who's it to you to tell me that I shouldn't be happy?
no,
That's how I feel.
yeah,
Like,
it's,
and my
it's,
mom, and like again, I'm knitting for my mother. My mother loves it. She's commented on the socks that I've made her that wasn't this pattern, and she's like, I just really like the way these fit. Great. So I'm not going to knit you a pair of socks that you may or may not wear often because you don't love them as much as these. Like, if I love the colorway and I love the pattern, I'm going to do it. That being said, I cast on a new pair of socks yes, with my
finally.
Regia. It's pretty yummy. Like
It's soft.
it's soft, but
The
it's like you can tell it's going to be like long wearing and like
Yes, it's soft and sturdy without being crisp and crunchy.
correct. Yeah, and I would say that it's definitely it's rustic, which I haven't really knitted with rustic fingering weight yarn.
Hmm.
So I really am enjoying it.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't find it so rustic.
yeah, I mean, compared to like the Plucky Knitter,
Yeah,
Blooming Tailor
well,
Arts, it's
there's
rustic.
luxury yarn, and
Correct.
then there's
Right.
Regia.
This is how I feel. I've never knit with something like this, and
Hmm.
I'm enjoying it. I really am. So I cast it on another sock. Can you guess what it is?
Is it My Knitted Heart? Because I
No,
know it's.
it's
Is
not.
it the Skype sock?
No, it's not.
Oh my gosh, Jack. Yay!
So this is how much I did so far.
Isn't that pattern crazy easy?
Oh my gosh, it's so easy. And it's like
It's
I
a
like
plain
it.
vanilla sock with a twist.
Yeah, it really is. I really like it.
What do you think
It's
about the colors of the Regia?
they wouldn't be colors that I would pick myself. However, I feel like it fits the yarn. Like I feel like the yarn is, like I said, like very rustic, and I feel like these are rustic colors. Like
Hmm.
I'm so glad that I got it, and I'm so glad that I cast on because I really am enjoying it. And this ball is like
A million yards.
gigantic. Like, do you think I'll be able to get 4 socks out of this?
Not quite.
But I
But
don't
you
care.
would be able to put socks, good, warm boot socks
Yeah.
for your kids.
Yes.
You'd be able to put socks on all their feet.
Yeah. So I just like it. I really do. So I'm happy that I cast that on.
Good.
So I cast that on. So that's my third whip. And then my final whip is I follow Leslie Friend from the A Friend to Knit With blog,
Hmm.
and she a long time ago posted these mitts, which are called Toasty. She has
Where's
three
the
patterns.
mitt?
I'm sorry.
Where's the mitt?
Oh, it's here.
Let me see the picture. I didn't see it in the picture.
I know it's here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's right here. It's really dark. I knit it in black and white.
Okay.
It's more showing you the thing. So this is what it looks like,
Oh, how nice. Oh, how nice.
right? So this one's not done. This one's done knitting, but I need to cast on the thumb again and knit for like an inch, maybe an inch and a half. But
I love the
I
colors.
know, aren't they cute? So I ended up going to Joann's this weekend, not your friend Joann's, but my friend Joanne, the fabric
The
store.
fabric store.
And I bought this Lion
Woolies.
Brand Woolies, not Thick and Quick,
Mm-hmm.
Woolies. And I bought it in three colors and the black, which is
Uh-huh.
bag, and which is identical to what she did. And I love it.
Well,
I This
wool.
took me not I'm not kidding you, this took me maybe like an hour
Yeah.
to knit. Maybe like an hour and a half.
The Lion Brand store is near work.
I know, but they don't have 20% off plus a 20% coupon.
You're right.
So these yarn bowls were like 250, and like this is how much I have left. I mean, I could probably knit three
More.
pairs,
Yes.
four pairs exactly.
Mm-hmm. I
So,
love the Lion Brand woolies, especially when you're making baby garments,
okay.
because it's soft enough
Yeah.
and it goes in the washing machine.
Yeah, it's actually like I've never knit with the woolies. I've done the I have to tell you, I love it. I think it's a great. I can see that these are going to be mitts that I'm going to knit and gift because they're quick, they're easy, but they're nice. Like it's good wool. It's
Mm-hmm.
acrylic and wool, but I mean it's like
It's good
sturdy.
enough. The
Yeah.
wool is good enough. I must have about 15 skeins of it.
Yeah, so as I was mentioning, Leslie has this pattern called Toasty, which is the one with the thumb, and then she has a pattern called Toast, which is just a fingerless mitt. That will you literally looks exactly like this, except this is how you would wear it. Like at the end, you wouldn't have a thumb gusset. And then she also has a pattern called Those Mitts, which instead of knitting all the way, just knitting, the bottom piece has a rib. I think the top piece has a rib, and the thumb is also ribbed. So really cute. Like she knit them a ton for Valentine's Day and gifted them out. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is something I could do mindless, like size 7 needles, quickety, quick,
Yep.
quick, quick, and I'm happy.
Teachers' gifts, teachers' gifts.
Yeah, yeah, and they're not. I
And
mean,
you can make them in neutral colors so you don't have to
correct.
worry about, yeah.
Right. I mean, I can make them as an accessory, or just give them for like you said, Valentine's Day, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, so that's what I cast on. I have a few additional things that I want to cast on, but I figure this is enough for now.
Yeah. Well, I have one whip. Well, two, but, well, more than that, but I'm only going to show you the one I'm actively working on.
Okay.
I went to,
You have the hedgerow socks, right? That you
yeah,
have.
that's
Yeah.
waiting. But I went to Michael's and I picked up two skeins of Croy sock yarn.
Okay.
It's 4 ply. It is, this color is charcoal, and it's 50-gram balls.
Okay.
So when I got finished making my gloves, of course, you know who wanted gloves. My son.
Jason. Oh, nice. How did you knit those? They're so like dark.
Oh my
I
gosh.
know. Were you like
Because I
squinting?
didn't because I didn't need the pattern anymore.
Oh, okay.
Um, it was just
Did
go
you
ahead
fix?
and
Did you fix
yes, I
the thumb
added
muscle?
more space between the thumb gusset and the cuff,
Okay,
and I
good.
made his cuff longer because he wanted it
Yeah, I
longer.
like that. Yeah, I like that.
And this is how far I got on the second one.
Oh, nice.
So I'm almost finished with this, and then I'll try to go back to the hedgerow socks because I don't know how much yardage is in that skein. I should have probably knit them two at a time, but two at a time takes so long. It's
I
so
know.
hard.
And for
So
me, honestly, like they come out looser. Like the gauge is so much looser when I do think, like I've knit socks two at a time, and same needle size doesn't matter. It's so much, they both are so much looser. I don't know if it's me or if everybody, that happens to everybody, but I feel like I'm so much more even when I do them one at a time. And yeah, I never get second.
I've done them two at
I
a
get a
time, and then
storm,
I
like
separate them when I do the heels,
do the heel, yeah.
and then I can whip right through the foot. And I don't know if it's just because
It's like you're
the
halfway there, you're a third of the
yeah the leg took so long
way.
that. But I did. I found a new bind off for toe up socks.
Okay.
A video by Lorraine L on YouTube,
Okay.
and it's the a stretchy bind off without the ruffle. You know
Okay.
how you get that with the Jenny surprisingly
Yes. Yeah.
stretchy bind off?
Mhm.
I found that the top ruffles when you're not wearing the sock, but with the bind off that I got from Lorraine L, I when I did Jason's, I wanted to use one skein per glove.
Yep.
So I did, for the first one, I did a provisional cast on and did all of this part down here.
Oh,
And
okay.
I used the rest to do the
Oh,
top.
good.
So I could make it as long as he wanted it.
Right.
And then I used her bind off,
Oh, yeah, that's really
and it does not ruffle, and it is very stretchy.
stretchy. Nice. I like it.
So I posted it, I think I posted it on the socks because I used it here as well.
Oh, okay.
Same stretchy bind off,
Yeah.
and look at how pretty that looks. And it doesn't
Okay.
flare, and it's
Yeah, it
extra
doesn't.
stretchy, and they fit perfectly.
Nice.
So yeah, Lorraine L. I hope her views went up by the millions
Like
because
the
I've
letter
been
L?
Lorraine
Yeah.
L.
Just the letter L?
Yeah, I don't know what the name. I think she
Okay.
just posted it because
Okay.
someone had asked her about it, and so she posted it. Thank you, Lorraine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll have to check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, I
So,
did I'm trying to think what I just did off the oh, I had to for the Clara dress, I had to cast on um stitch. I had to bind off and then or not bind off. I had to put like a certain number of stitches on a stitch holder or what, waist yarn, and then I needed to cast on stitches. And I've done that before, but not enough that I remembered how to do it. And then I went to the Pearl Bee and they had a great tutorial on how to cast on stitches, mid knitting. And I put that into the post for, or the project for Clara so that I would
mhm.
remember that that's how I did it. It was really good. Like you basically turn the work around and then do, I think, a cable cast on without slipping the stitch. And it worked out great. I actually used it on the the mitts because the mitts you have to put four stitches on a holder and then cast on four stitches. So I used it again. So it was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to get to figure out new techniques.
Yep.
When you slow down and you're not just trying to race through projects,
Yep.
you learn so much
Yeah,
more
you
than you
really
do
do. You
when
really
you
do.
read. I'll just do it this way. I'll just, power my way through whatever it is I was doing and just let it go.
Yep.
And I don't have to do it. I think Leslie from the Knit Girls calls it Peter Gunning. Yeah, I
That's
Peter
good.
Gunned my way through a whole bunch of stuff.
That's
But
good.
I feel like now, since my time is limited,
Yeah.
I've been doing some spinning.
Oh,
I
nice.
see all these people using all of these, batlings and little bumps and braids of fiber.
Rolex.
Yeah, I'm spinning Rolex right now, but I have so much stuff on my wheel, on my spindles. I can't spin anything else. I'm
Yeah.
at a stop. But it's winter time. You would think this would be the perfect time to be
Yeah.
downstairs and spinning.
Yeah.
and it's too cold downstairs and it's too hot upstairs, and
Yeah.
my craft room is a hot mess.
Yeah.
The only
Mine, a
thing,
tornado. I told you a tornado came in here,
yeah,
only hit my craft room. Insurance won't cover the cost of cleanup, so I gotta do it myself. I mean, sucks. Totally sucks, but
my desk is a mess. The only thing that's gonna fix this desk is fire. I need, I need some gasoline.
that's pretty funny.
So,
So, yeah.
I'm gonna have to change some things around here, and I'm gonna have to put a gate up so that my son can't share my space. He took my my stuff is broken in here. What the heck? Like he took my camera stand, and then he just throws it across the
Yeah,
table, and he broke
because
my bowl.
he's done with it. That's why he's
Um,
done.
I'm gonna break him, and he put. Anyway, I'm not even gonna complain because you know what? I'm not at 100%, and if I work myself up, he might get hurt when he comes in from work.
He he put our stuff together tonight. So I wanted to talk about the knit along. So remembering Remy, that's kind of where a high school friend of mine had a baby on my husband's birthday, February 23rd. I think it's 3 years now already. And, she had him very early. She had the baby very early. It was a girl, Remy, and Remy spent 95 days in the NYU NICU. After 95 days, just there were just so many complications to her being a preemie and her birth, and the doctors really just tried everything, but she didn't end up coming home. So I actually got the idea to do the preemie caps from Melia Bella, the one of the hosts of his and her podcast. She did something similar for one of her friends, and I think it's called Sweet Cat Project Sweet Caroline. So she also knits for her NICU, and people donate to her. So I thought that that would be really a nice thing to do, especially since the NYU NICU, when I contacted them, they said, yeah, we would absolutely love them. They don't really have a lot of space, so they can't take, a ton of them. They wouldn't be able to keep like 100 at a time, and me keep giving them 100 at a time. But I do stop in, every couple months and drop off hats. And they do go to these preemies and then eventually go home with them. So last year I didn't do the knit along, but the previous years I have. So this year I thought it would be a good idea to do it again. Remy's mom and dad went on to have another girl, and Estella is her name, and she's the cutest little baby ever. And but I know that obviously everything that happened with Remy is, you can't go back and turn back time. So I'd like to do this in remembering of Remy. And since her birthday start was on February 23rd, I'd like to start the knit along on February 23rd, and run it for 95 days. So what I'm going to do is what I did in the past. I'm just going to put a, forum post up, and I'll just indicate that, this is the knit along. Have you guys post the pictures of the preemie caps that you make. If you'd like to send them to me, I will gladly take them, and I will absolutely do all the washing, individually bag them up, which is a requirement of the NYU. So I'll individually bag them, and then I'll tag them with Remy's, information, just saying that this is obviously remembering of Remy, and then I'll drop them off at the NICU. So, but what I wanted to mention is, you mentioned Diane of Knittables. She was going through her stash before she stopped podcasting, and she said that she was getting rid of a lot of her stuff. And I said, if you ever wanted to get rid of it, I don't personally want it. I mean, I would love to have it myself, but I would love to keep it as prizes for remembering memory. So I have a box full of like prizes that I'm going to give out as part of this project. But the stipulation will be that you post, that you send, and you can double dip, you can post them in other forum posts, but I would like to be able to receive them in order for you to be eligible for a prize. So I guess I'm logistically going to have to figure out how I'm going to be able to post that I receive them, or that, if you send them, I'll wait until I do the blog post or the prize drawings. I'm going to figure that out with Sharon after this podcast, and then we'll post everything up and it'll be ready on February 23rd. So if you guys are so inclined, I would love to have you participate. So we had a really great outcome the last couple times we did it. People are just
Yeah.
so generous and
Every 10 hats. I remember posting 10 hats from one of the knitters in my knitting group,
yeah.
Maria, and she won a drop spindle.
Yeah.
And she says, I've been wanting to do this
Oh,
forever,
nice.
because I don't take my drop spindles to knitting class
Yep.
because I don't want them to go flying across the room.
Right.
But if yours goes flying across the room, that's why it's called a drop spindle.
Right. Right.
Where will you post the thread? In
In
the
yours.
what?
Well,
I
not
don't have.
yours. In ours.
Yeah, in ours, not
In
in
our
the
moms with
Remembering Remy
in our moms with yarn um,
Ravelry forum.
Ravelry. And then what I'll also do is I'll post in the Remembering Remy group. I'll just have a cross post indicating that if you want to participate this year, it's going to be hosted by Moms with Yarn. Um, I'll have a link to our post, and I'll just say, post here, and this is where we're going to go.
Okay, so the rules are you have to be a member of the group.
For correct.
You have to post a picture, and
Yes.
then Tracy also has to receive the hat in order for you to be eligible for the prize.
Or, I mean, I guess we can make it, like if you want to do, like, I would prefer you knit it and donate it. So if you donate it to your local NICU, that's fine too. Just indicate that you're donating it on behalf of Remy. That's really all I care about. If you normally donate to your NICU, just all I ask is that you somehow put like a sticky on here and indicate that it's, for Remy, who lived in the NYU NICU for 95 days. This was her birth and her death. And you're doing this in remembering of Remy. So that's totally fine too. I just, I would like to be able to tell Mary and Pete that, this is the amount of hats that were made in memory of your daughter. And we remember her. And, she was on this earth for 95 days, but, she will ever, forever live on in the knitting community.
In the knitting community. Yes,
Yeah.
because knitters have such big, big, big hearts. So this is going
Big
to
heart.
last for 95 days.
95
And
days. It's February 3rd to to May 29th.
okay, so Tracy's going to post all of the details about Remy, birth date, and
Yeah.
okay. And are you going to mention the hospital she was born in? So that is that
Yes.
part of that's what goes on the card if somebody's donating somewhere else?
Yep. Yeah, that would be great. I can, put all that information in what I'd like you to just indicate on the donation. And then, if you would rather just bring it to your local NICU, I'm sure they would love it and appreciate it just as much as the NYU NICU. I mean, there have been times where the NYU NICU couldn't take any more hats. So I donated it to a hospital on Long Island that my children were born in and has a wonderful NICU. And they were equally, happy and so thankful for the generosity of our knitters. So
Okay.
um, so I
So
done to
yeah,
that too.
and what people need to know is that these hats don't just go to sick babies. They go to
Right.
babies that are small because they're part of a multiple birth.
Yep.
There's all different reasons why children are
Right.
born small,
Yep.
and tech,
Or like sick, like
yeah,
just
and medicine has come such a long way that most preemies do survive.
yep.
So I mean, I had a niece who was born 3 pounds 3 ounces, and she's 30. So
Yeah.
you
Wow.
know, they've come a long way. So doing something just in memory of somebody else is mostly just for sentimental reasons,
Yep.
not
Exactly.
because there's so many sick and dying
Right.
babies.
Right.
I
Exactly.
I've donated hats to Remembering Remy and to my local NICU
Yep.
because I can't win any prizes. That's always the case.
Not this year. You can't.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'll see. My knitting group starts back on March 2nd, so I'll see if I can
Okay.
get Maria to donate some more hats.
Okay.
But
Great.
I'll make her eligible for prizes.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
yeah, and if you feel like, there's so many very easy and free baby hat patterns on Ravelry. So
And yep, and crochet. Yep,
you
yep.
froze? You froze?
Knit and crochet.
Okay.
No, I didn't. You did, yeah.
Okay. That's because my computer's disinfecting everything. Okay, so that's it
So that's
for
it. So I
us.
also wanted to mention that I'm trying out a new equipment. As I mentioned, my husband got me a microphone for Christmas, a podcasting microphone. So I'm trying it out tonight. Please give me your feedback if you can hear me, if you can't hear me. Sharon says that she can hear me just fine, but there have been times when that's happened, and then we heard a lot of echoes. And so please give your honest feedback. That would be great. And I don't think I'm going to stop using it because it's fabulous. I feel like, I don't know, is it Larry King? I'm like, Larry
Movie
King, Larry
stars.
King, la 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 la. I love it. I think Sharon should get one.
Yeah,
Um,
just because your husband cashed in three of your kids to get it. I only have one kid, so I can only afford this stand.
I know, but you can save up. Just stop smoking. No, I'm joking.
I'm never
Because
giving up my
did you
cigars.
did you know that I was at work and the quick story, I swear, I was at work and I was on a conference call and there were like three other people that had joined and I had joined like on time and these people had joined previous. So they were mid conversation. This one guy was saying that he had stopped smoking like a month ago and somebody was like, "That's great." I wanted to chime in and be like, "That's great." I mean, like, even if you stop smoking for a week, like, good for you. Like, that's a terrible habit. And if you want to break it, I don't know if I would be able to do it in a week. Like, I don't think I would. That type of thing is very hard to, I know, is probably like the worst habit and the worst to like break. So, I wanted to chime in, but they were talking so animately about it. And he was like, "Yeah, I stopped about a month ago." And the other guy was like, "Yeah, I stopped smoking a year ago." He said, "And I actually put the money that I would like spend on cigarettes in a jar. And then at the end of the year, I would go on vacation." He's like, "Yeah, and like cigarettes are $10 now a pack." He's like, "And I used to smoke 2 packs a day." Can you imagine spending $20 on cigarettes? Like that alone would make me want to quit. If it was $10 a day, I don't even think I spend $10 a day on food.
I spend $10 a day on the vending.
I don't though. Like that's the thing. Like I bring my breakfast, I buy lunch, and then I have like toast for dinner. Like I don't even think I spend $10 a day.
Wow.
I mean,
Well,
that's a lot of money. 10 times that, that's $70. Think about I could buy 2 skeins of the plucky knitter yarn
there you go.
for that amount of money.
Well, I'm I
And
can't I can't have smoking
in
in here
2 weeks
because
you could have a microphone.
2 weeks. Well, cigars cost. I don't buy cigars.
I don't
It's like
either.
well, I don't know how much any of this
I was
stuff
like, how
costs.
will you know?
I'm trying to save up money to buy gasoline to set this room on fire. I don't have time to smoke cigarettes. I can't smoke cigarettes because I need
Because I'm so damn
gasoline.
cold. That's funny.
Okay, so
So
wait a
anyway,
minute. I need to have a knit along. I need to have a knit along because I have a
yeah,
couple of things that I want to make, and
okay.
I'm taking some suggestions. And I'm talking about one skein projects.
Only one.
One skein projects. I'm talking about like the willow cowl. I have to make
See,
another one.
see, I was looking at. I think next minute
You just went away.
can't find the yarn color that I like, but it's the three color cashmere cowl.
Okay.
Um, it was done up by Sarah, the plucky knitter,
Uh
in
huh.
cashmere.
Hmm.
I don't have cashmere. I'm
That's
proud
because you
of
have a
it.
microphone.
Yeah, I have a mic.
But I
Cashmere would
want to
get,
do
but I really want to do that cowl. If you
okay.
take a look at it and tell me, but it's 3 skeins. It's not 3 full skeins, but it's 3 skeins.
Three
It's
colors.
3 colors.
Okay, so you can use a gradient yarn or
Yeah.
whatever. But I need people to put some suggestions in on this thread to
Okay.
say what they think that we should knit together.
Three-color cow, that's my thing.
Okay, and I'm saying that I have some sterling, some collage happiness in the sterling colorway that I really want to make the willow cowl with.
Okay.
But I also am committed to making two sheephead hats, one for me and one for my mother. So
Mm,
I
God.
don't think I can get anybody to do color work. However, hat is a hat is a hat,
True.
right?
True.
So put your suggestions, and then at the halfway point of the knit along, we'll have a
Yep.
VKN.
Oh, good.
And then at the end, who knows? Who knows?
Ooh,
Maybe there'll be a prize.
maybe. You just
Yes.
have to stay tuned.
Yes. And
So,
Sue Bar, I'm really glad you're recovering and you're doing well. I got your
yeah.
note on Ravelry. I was too sick to read it over the weekend, so I read it today. I'm glad
Oops.
you're doing better.
Yeah. We hate when people are sick.
Yeah.
Um, so we're also going to try and post this episode on iTunes. No promises. Like I said, my kids have been sick. My husband hasn't been able to help me. I'm clueless when it comes to that. Even plugging this microphone in, I was telling Sharon it was so easy, but my husband was saying, do this, go to your settings. I'm like, where's the settings? What is it? What is it? Doesn't say setting. I mean, it was like, it was bad. So, so we're gonna try. He's gonna try and help me this over the next week or so.
Yeah.
So,
So that means that this episode, which I would normally upload now, and it would go on the thread tonight or
yep,
tomorrow, is
yep,
now going to be delayed by a day or two because I have to transfer the file so we
yep,
can get it. I'll get it on YouTube, and
yeah.
then
That's
a couple of days from now, Tracy will get it on iTunes.
yep, exactly. So it'll be on YouTube, but it probably will not be on iTunes until
It's going to
further
take a
notice. Like
couple of
we'll
days.
let you guys know in the thread when iTunes is up and running and where you can have it and blah blah blah. So
Okay.
we'll let you know.
Yep.
All
Stay
right, that's all I got. I'm
That's all
sorry.
I
We're
got.
like
We're done.
whatever, 15 minutes or
Chitty
something.
chat. That's because, we're so glad you're back. We have to get every minute of time together.
Well, I have
So
so many projects
I
too.
know. So to the returning viewers, thanks for sticking with us through
Oh my gosh,
everything.
yes.
And for
Yes.
new viewers, this is like normal.
I'm normally here.
This is normal. So yeah, come on back and
Yep.
become a regular viewer. And we'll see you guys all in 2 weeks.
Yep. See you then.
Bye.